Hey Foxy, how you doing, girl? So hi everybody. Today is Thursday, July 24th, and I've got about a week left of the watercolor a day challenge. But coming in on the ones I've done in the last week, we had challenge number 1 was perform. And this is reminiscent of a first band performance about 4th or 5th grade, when you listen to a lot of hot cross buns. And then the next word was stiff, which was rigid, but the stiff man syndrome that Celine Dion has brought the light to used to be called Tin Man syndrome. And so, because I feel rigid a lot of days, I enjoyed the chance to paint the Tin Man with his heart in a field of poppies. Then coming up, the next word was kitchen. And I'd much rather be at the river than the kitchen. So I started thinking about how the Yurok and Tolowa lived by the Smith River and the Klamath River, and the cooking they did was often over a fire. And they would cook salmon on a redwood spear, leaning across a bed of hot coals, often with delicious, specially chosen woods that would flavor the salmon with the smoke. And that next word was, what was the word? It wasn't cooking. Okay, here I am sounding like dementia's kicking in. But anyway, street food, that's what it was. And my memories of walking down the streets in Shanghai in 1987 and seeing a man cooking these big, thick, chewy Shanghai noodles in a large wok over a oil drum. I think they're actually called scallion oil noodles, but they're delicious, and they are so dense and chewy, and the noodles were almost as thick as my pinky finger. They were delicious. Then the word that came up after that was jacket, and it's July. I don't wear jackets, and neither does anybody. So here we have no jacket. But my 6-year-old granddaughter was having a great time with the few legal fireworks that are allowed here, and black snakes, which I remember from my own childhood as being the most boring firework, but still kind of fun. They're not boring to 6-year-olds. And then after that, the word we came to was group. And here's a group of sand dollars that I painted with what they call negative painting, where you don't actually paint the object so much as paint around it in layers, getting each layer looking a little bit thicker, even though you're using basically the same watery solution of paint, so that the darkest, deepest parts of the water have been actually painted over about 5 or 6 times, which is tough because, like, right now I'm out of my watercolor paper, so all the whites are paper I stole from the photocopy machine. This was avocado as a prompt, and this is a quetzal in an avocado tree, which I actually saw when I was at Santiago Audubon in 2002 with my mom, my younger brother who has Down syndrome, and my 2 sons who had just finished 2nd and 3rd grade. Avocados and figs, and the quetzal was the national bird and also on their money. A very stylized version of the bird that was also making the word peace, pause. And then the word was howl. And I remembered my dog, the first time we heard it howl was because it was smelling the spaghetti sauce I'd been simmering all day, and it finally drove it nuts. But I also remembered that during COVID, we joined this 8 o'clock howl. So every evening at 8 o'clock, we'd go out and howl on the porch and try to see if any other neighbors were participating too. So our shepherd Malamute dog has a little bit of wolf in her heart, and she loves to howl. And that was the last one of the words, but then I painted one more, and that is supposed to be one of the local salmon coming up to see if there's any mosquitoes or dragonflies close enough to get. And that is where I'm at for now. So you guys have a delightful summer. It ain't over yet. Bye.